watching. The other side of the white. Hey everyone. Gonna do something a little different here while we wait for the parts for the aftershock to come in. This is a solar powered LED pathway light. I picked them up at a big box store, 88 cents. I redid a flower garden the other day and was thinking about adding pathway lights to it, but my gosh, they're expensive for regular ones. And so I found these at the big box store, 88 cents, like I said, and brought one home to see what it was, how bright it was. And it's not bright at all. I mean, I stuck it out there and it maybe less than a foot it lit. I was expecting that. That's why I didn't buy a whole bunch of them at once. But I brought it home, tried it out, got to thinking that I could modify it, and which I did. This is another one I picked up. I went back and picked up several more because I worked on one of these already. And one of the things that I do is in the winter months, I change my hobby over to Christmas lights, and I use pixels. So you search it, I'm sure everybody knows, but if you search it and you see all the do a YouTube search and you see Christmas lights dancing to music, synchronized Christmas lights, all the different colors, pixels and all that. Well, that's what I do. I do that in the wintertime. I don't have some big elaborate display. Last year I think I was at maybe 3,000 a little less than 3,000 pixels. This year I'm going to be around 5,000 pixels. But what I'm going to do is I went out and picked up one of these. Now these are addressable LEDs. They're RGB, and there's 7 of them. Of course, now you can count there. But they're addressable. They're individually addressable. I can change the colors of and how it reacts to every single one of them, but I'm just going to use it as all one solid piece. And you can control these with little microcontrollers. These are pretty neat. An Arduino. This is an old one. A Raspberry Pi. There's several other different controllers you can use as well. It's the same thing as these little addressable strips, but it's just in a little button form. And it's about the size of a quarter, weighs about the size of a quarter. I did a review. Check it out up here on this. This is my Raspberry Pi. This is an older B3 or 3B. I don't think it's a plus model, but it works for what I need to do. And this is an old controller that I used to run my my pixels on. And there's 2 channels, and you can run. It says you can run 800 plus per channel, but I've ran up to, I think my most I had on this was about 21 or 22,000. I had over 1,000 on each channel, and it worked. But once I got about around 21, 22, 100. I'm sorry, 21, 2200. I started getting problems with this. Now I had to do a lot of power injections, but I was running my whole entire show off of this until last year when I upgraded. This is a pixel. This is a bullet style. Now this one's all gunked up because with the with the one I picked up a few days ago, I drilled this out down here in the bottom. I had this up in through here, and it was lighting up. I could probably get away with it, but with them being path lights, I want them to be functional. So that's when I went to this. Decided to get some of these. But this is a little Pi hat. Like I said, it just fits on there. It's all wireless. Run a program called X-Lights. There's a couple other programs out there as well, but X-Lights is the one that I run, and a lot of people run. And this is from This is a pixelcontroller.com. This is the Falcon F2 Pi cap, and if you just search for it now, go to their website, pixelcontroller.com, or just type in Falcon Pi cap. These are nice. Like I said, I've had up to the other 21. I know it's over 2,000 pixels on this, and once I started going above that, that's when I started having problems. But I mean, 2,000 pixels on a small house or for your first display, that's a pretty significant amount of pixels for your first display. It'll hold you over for a couple of years. But the idea I had was to take this, add one of these into this, and be able to light up my path that way. As well as, no, this is all wireless. You go on the computer, into the program. Once you have this all set up, it runs through your wireless network. You can hardwire it as well, but once you have it all hooked up to your network, you can you can make sequences. You can save them into your little drive, and you can plug it in, and you can either upload them wirelessly, or you can use your little drive, and with your phone or any kind of tablet or whatever, even computer, you can go through it and set your times and set up little shows. I figured out just since I'm not using this anymore, since I haven't a full-blown controller, that I can make use of this and use it for my landscape lighting. Now, the only thing that's on my landscaping lighting, will be right now, is the pathway lights. I'll be doing some flooding, some floodlights alongside the house, and down along another flower bed I have, and around my trees. But I haven't. That's another project. But let's get this all disassembled and start assembling it. Disassembled and start assembling it. Disassembling it. Start assembling it. Start assembling it. I'm not sure if that means 2/3 of AA. What's 1.4 or 1.2 volt, 150 milliamp hours? I think it's a 2/3 of AA battery. Nickel metal hydrate. A little handy to have. Well, that's the inside of it. That's the LED. The chip in there. Never seen one like this before. Not with the phosphorus. It's on the inside of the LED. So it's on the inside of the resin. Usually you see them. I don't have one handy, but usually you see them. Okay, I do have one handy. Usually you see them where on the plate is the phosphorus. These are blue LEDs with the phosphorus coating it, and that's how you get your white light. But it's usually just dipped right across the chip itself. Sometimes you see them where they have a cap on them around it, and you can pull the cap off, or it's dipped into it. But this one it's like they molded the phosphorus. It's like they put the phosphorus in, put the resin in, or dip the leads into it, and then put the resin in. That's kind of nice. I like that. The LED is going to sit up on top here. So I'm going to have to remove this. So I'm going to have to remove this. So I'm going to have to remove this. This. So I'm going to have to remove this. So I'm going to have to remove this. This. So I'm going to have to remove 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 this. These LEDs have a 4 pins we need to worry about. We'll do it on this side so it looks better. You have 2 grounds. You can use either one. This is a 5-volt version. So there's the 5-volt DC power in, the data input, and then data output. Now you can run these up, use these as an example. You have your ground, you have your 5-volt, your data in, your ground. This is 5-volt data out into data in and ground. And the way these addressable LEDs work is they need to be chained together. It sends a signal. The first one receives the signal, passes on, it takes its information it needs, and passes on the rest of the signal to the second one, third one, fourth one, etc. And that's the same way with this. Input comes in, the data comes in. This chip, these 7, take their information one right after another, and then passes it out through the out to the next, which could be these. It could be another one of these. So I'm going to be having several of these across my pathway. So they're going to be chained together, one right after another. And then we'll tell the program X Lights that this, instead of having 7 individual addressable LEDs, I'll tell the program that each set of 7 is going to be a single LED. So this will act as one LED. And you'll need a 4-core wire. This is, what did I order? 24, I think. Yeah, this is 24 gauge. This is fairly expensive. It's I think it was like 25 feet for only like $9. I don't have my wire strippers handy. I'm not sure what happened to them. Happened to them. We're gonna need to drill this out. Drill this out. To 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 drill this out. One of the problems that I had when I made the first one, to see if it would even work, was diffusing the light. These are diffused, but they weren't just bright enough for why I wanted them. They were bright enough for a display, but they're not bright enough for, a single one's not bright enough for a walkway. But when I first made, the first one I made, I knew I had to diffuse it, because for those of you who don't know, there's 3 individual LEDs in one of these chips, and they are offset. And when the LEDs, depending on which ones are on and off, and dimness. That's what controls your colors. But the problem is, if you can see, this is magnified, and what it was doing was it was separating each one of these little LEDs. So when it was lit up, you'd have, I don't know if you can see that or not, to see if there's little streaks of light coming here from off my main light. There, I might be able to see those little streaks. Well, what it was doing is bending, is separating these LEDs, so I'd get different streaks of color. If you'd ever look at a white light, I was getting like a prism effect. But you know, when you take the three primary colors of light and combine them, if you ever see that in school, or when you got your red, green, and blue, and when you put them off, when you put them all together, you get your white light. But if you separate them a little bit, you get your different colors around the side, and then the center's white. Well, that's what it was doing. So when I would have when this would be white, when I had programmed this for white, I was getting rainbow effects. Or if I did yellow, I was getting the two different colors, and so forth. But if it was just a solid color, red, solid green, or a solid blue, I wouldn't get that. So what I thought about was, no, I still might do it. Like I said, these things are cheap, so I might take some of that spray, that frost spray for windows and stuff, and spray the inside of it. See how that works. Ping pong ball, I use these in part of the display, drill a little hole, and this slides up into it, and you just hot glue it, and then you can put them out throughout your yard. Neat little effect. Actually, I think I'm going to do that with my flower boxes, just kind of randomly have them. But so figured to try a ping pong ball as a diffuser. As a diffuser. The ping pong balls are used a lot in the hobby. It's a fairly easy hobby to get into. Once you get to stuff, it's just like any hobby. You don't need elaborate things. You can, I paid like $40 for this. No, that was several years ago. The Raspberry Pis, you can pick them up for like $15-20 for older ones. The LEDs, there's different styles, but this is the primary one that's used. There's flat versions too. These are $15, $15-20 for 50 of them. They can get a little expensive, but if you buy them in bulk at the beginning of the year, you can save a lot of money. And once you have them, now you can change your display around. A lot of the before these, everybody's doing these Christmas displays now, but before, we made all of our own stuff, all of our own props. But now you can go out and buy them already made. Some those are expensive. People commercialized it, which I'm happy for them. They took an opportunity to make money out of something. But one of my Christmas trees cost me about maybe $50-60 to make. And if you go out and buy that same tree by somebody that commercialized it, you're looking at spending anywhere from $300 to $600 for the same thing. Exact 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 same. But it sits down just like that. It gets glued in there. And the LED will sit here and it will diffuse the light, and it will make it so I'm not getting those effects, and it'll represent the colors a lot better too. It'll represent the colors a lot better too. Colors a lot better too. It'll represent better too. Represent the colors a lot better too. A lot better too. It'll represent the colors better too. The colors a lot better too. Better too. It'll represent better. It'll represent the colors a lot better too. Colors a lot better too. Better too. It'll represent better too. Represent the colors a lot better too. Colors a lot better too. It'll represent the better too. Represent the colors a lot better too. A lot better too. It'll represent the colors better too. The colors a lot better too. Better too. It'll represent better. It'll represent the colors better too. A lot better too. It'll represent the colors better too. And the colors a lot better too. Better too. Now I just burned a little hole through here. Now I'm just using just all-purpose adhesive. Just all-purpose adhesive. Just all-purpose adhesive. Just all-purpose adhesive. Just okay. Get the LED strip or the LED chips. Now I'm going to wire them this way. Like I said, it's going to be up, and the wire is coming straight down through. Now with the other one I made, which I'll show here in a little bit, the wire doesn't affect it. So kind of got lucky on that. I was wondering what it was going to do. Some of these, I know my videos lately have been, the ones I've been posting lately, they've been pretty long. I enjoy doing them, and I hope the people that watch them enjoy it as well. If there's something you'd like to see me do, leave a comment down below. And kind of like reviews on these little things, or just making little projects. A lot of the stuff I like to do is, you know what I really need? I need a set of helping hands. That's what I need. We'll put this off to the side. I keep looking at them and keep wanting to get more, or get a set of helping hands, but I just don't. I'm going to use the white as my data in, because my three core bus wire is red, black, and white. White's for my data. So I use the white as the power in, or I'm sorry, as the data in. And the yellow will be the out. Will be the out. Be the out. Will be the out. Somebody just honked their horn, but it sounds like that's my backyard. Wonder if it's those people for this block. I know one of my other videos I mentioned about people coming to get this block that I have, and they came and got some, but then I guess they broke their trailer. hauled a lot of block away as a, what was a 30-foot trailer. And these are cement block. And they hauled a lot on it. That thing was so squished. Maybe you ever wonder what I do for a living. And this is probably why these videos are so long, is I drive a truck. And now I'm constantly on the CB, talking on the CB to people. Just passes the time. I did a lot of long conversations when late at night driving cross country. But I don't drive cross country anymore. I stay up in the Northeast. I haul for a local company. So I go upper Northeast, I haul. And I'm back almost every night. The only time I'm really not back is if I try to grab an extra load. But what I haul is quarry material. So it's not let's snip this off there. So it's not a dry van, it's a bulk tank. So I can run into some problems. I might think it might be an easy day, but then it ends up being a long day. And I still have a sleeper in my truck, so I'll no. Yeah, see that the first one I made, I drilled the hole out to accommodate one of these, and the wire was a little sloppy in there, but this is a lot better. And all I'm going to do is glue this, 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 glue this. And that's it. It's done. Now you see in there, you do see a little bit of the wiring, the yellow a lot. But one thing with this wire, it'll be cut down to size. I'll trim it. But when I go to pull on the wire to strip the wire, it slides in the sleeve, so the sleeve will slide up into it. I'll drill a hole in here once I get my measurements. But that's it. This will go back up, but there will be a hole drilled. Oh, probably about maybe right here. So once I see how I want it in my flower bed, then I'll mark the hole and drill it so the wire comes out. And then these wires, the power, the red and black, will go to my bus. My main bus I'll run through there, and that's 18 gauge. And the white wire from the bus, from that 3-core wire, from the 3-core bus wire, the white wire will be severed. The red and black, they won't be severed, but the white will be severed. It'll come up through into the chips, come back out through the yellow, and then into the other side of the white. Okay, I had to take a little break there. That horn that was beeping, our neighbor's cows got loose and they're all run around through the road. So it happens. What was I talking about? I don't know. Driving truck, I guess. But yeah, the long videos. I just like to talk, and I enjoy doing these videos. And I'll keep continuing all these. They are going to be a little long. Some may be short, but most of them are going to be like maybe 20-30 minutes long. But if you like what's going on here, like the hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, the notification. It really helps me out. I checked this morning, I have 71 subscribers, and thank you everybody that's subscribing to my channel. It's interesting the way the YouTube works. Like I said, it's all new to me. I've uploaded several videos on another channel I have. Nothing special with that channel. I was just doing recordings of me when I was driving cross country, talking on the CB, shoot and skip and whatnot. And I'll see if I can migrate those videos over into this channel. It's not really another channel. I'm not promoting that channel. It's just something I was uploading personally for a forum I was involved with. But I no longer do any of that. I still talk on the CB and all that. I have one here in my shop. And I'm a ham operator as well. So it's something I enjoy. But you'll find in this channel, you'll find that I jump around a lot. I was just looking at some of these ways to grow your channel, and they say to stick to one subject, which I do see that. But let me get the other the prototype one I made. Let me pick that up, and I'll hook that up since I don't want to cut this right now. But here's the prototype one. It's the same thing that, exact same thing that we did here. I'm keeping the solar panel on because it looks like it was epoxied in, but it just don't want to really mess around trying to cover that up. But anyway, I was looking around. I was watching other videos on how to grow your channel, and everybody's saying no, that you need to stick to one subject. And the way my brain works is I'm all over the place. I go from quadcopters to RC planes to taking old RC trucks like that Aftershock and rebuilding it. So you're gonna find it's gonna be all over. It's gonna be all over the place. You'll never know what to expect. What am I doing here? All right, so this is an Arduino Uno. I already have a program in here that goes through a little cycle. So we're gonna hook up 5 volts ground, and my data pin is on 5. And this is just a quick sketch that I programmed just to test this out to see how well this would be. And there it is. See how that's being diffused. Let me get some lights off here. Where the heck's my light switch at? There we go. Now I got those blue LEDs on there, but it's lighting up pretty good. I mean, it'll work perfect for a pathway light. But you see on the white one how the white is full. There's no, if I didn't have that diffuser in there would be streaks of red, white, or I'm sorry, yeah, there'd be white, but it'd be red, green, and blue streaks where you can see all these little lines right here, if you can see that or not. There would be, you'd have white, then red, green, and blue. and it was the whole way around. It was a cool little effect, but it just, no, it's not what I was after. Well, you can see one here that's coming through the bottom of the wire. See it right there? I hope the camera can pick that up. See the individual LEDs are lighting up. So hopefully that picks up. But that's what it was doing, but it like a lot. So let's get all these lights back on. I mentioned this before in other videos, but I hope the lighting in here is working out for you. I have plans to changing all this, so you'll have the ability. I'll be keeping a platform, but I'm going to remove this the shelf back here. I'll be removing that shelf, redoing the surface, and just making it look nice for you guys. And that's about it for this one. I'll get the other ones done. I'll do another video of the programming these. Like I said, I'll be using this, so everything will be done on the computer, and I can sequence everything. And in that video, I'll have these all done, laid out onto my one of my flower boxes. All right, well, till then, have a good day, and thanks for watching.